ahead. He spilled my pizza.
And your chicken nuggets.
Alright, so today is Tuesday, September 7th. Technically, it's actually Wednesday now because I'm filming this at like 4 a.m. It's probably a lot later than that now. It's 6:20 a.m. when I'm recording this. We are officially in the Houston area at our hotel. We got checked in. The booking got messed up. I came on here and was talking about, how God gave us a miracle, just giving availability and everything like that. And we get here and there's no reservation. And so at this point I am hurting really, really bad. Darren and I are both exhausted. And we had a lot to figure out. So she had already had to do her audit for the night, and their phones were down when we tried to call them and tell them that we were still coming, and she doesn't have access to the email that we sent an email to as well, saying, hey, don't cancel our room, we are coming. And so the room got canceled. So we did not get the handicap accessible room, which makes life a lot easier on us just because it has a lot more room, a lot more table space. The shower is a lot easier to get in and out of. The toilet is higher off the ground, so I don't have to go down as much. Same thing with the sink. But I'm just thanking God that we were able to get a room and book it for the full 10 days that we needed, and got a king bed and everything like that. So still considering it a win, and definitely God's blessing. It has taken me a couple of hours to come to terms with that, because at first I was not happy about it, but the reality is that it's not really anybody's fault, so I just gotta move on. So I had taken off all my bandages and everything, and you can see how well, you can't see it that side because of the lighting. And like I said, these look a lot better than the other ones. There's still just a few on my arm, except for this arm, and it's all the way. And it looks like this down my back too. So just wanted to let you know that we were here. It's been a struggle tonight. I was so tired in the car that I ended up literally talking in my sleep, which has never happened before with me, ever. And so I'd be having a conversation with Darren, and I would fall asleep, and then apparently I would say something really weird that was off topic, and I had no idea what he was talking about. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you said that. And I was like, why would I say that? And yeah, at one point I was talking about how we couldn't be late to church because we were going shopping, and the dogs needed the ice cream or something. It was weird. So we're kind of past that now, I think. But we're about to get in bed because, well, Darren's already asleep. You might be able to hear him snoring. I'm going to do a quick devotional because I haven't had a chance to do that lately. Or, not lately, but today. And it really makes a difference for how I'm feeling. And we were just kind of confronted with, or not necessarily confronted with, but a new piece of information was brought to light that has the potential to cause more issues. And so again, it's just the dreaded, can you tell I'm tired? The dreaded unknown that's coming with these appointments. We had mentioned the liver damage being one of the side effects of the drugs that, the sciatic pain medicine that I was on. And I checked off every symptom for the liver damage except for jaundice and dry mouth. And I've been experiencing dry mouth really, really bad. I've gotten it throughout my entire cancer journey, probably at least 1 to 3 times a day. But this dry mouth is very, very intense. It is. I can't talk without it causing me problems. And I've had difficulty swallowing. So even just like taking a drink of water, like I'll be fine, but like my throat locks up, I guess. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but like I can't do the act of swallowing. And I don't know. Eventually I'm able to get it down, but it takes a lot of true pushing myself in order just to take a drink of water. So there's just so much going on right now that could just be because we're stressed and because the meds are new, could be for something more significant, could be something entirely different that we've never thought of. So it's just, I can't say that we're starting to get a little nervous about what tests have to show, but I have to remember that God is still in control of all of this, and He allows what He hates to accomplish what He loves, and He loves His children, you, me. He loves His creation, and He loves His creation and wants us to spend eternity with Him. And He wants good things for us. He wants for us to have a good life. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but God comes to give life, and life more abundantly. And so I'm holding on to that part when bad things happen, that these bad things are not from God. God is not going to do something bad to me, like give me cancer. But if Satan is giving me cancer, God can allow it in order to strengthen my faith in Him and my sanctification and grow closer in my walk with Him, because I have to depend and lean on Him more. But by sharing the story, He's also using the story to reach other people and doing that through me. Could He do it Himself? Yes, totally. But He chooses to use us and get us involved. And so that's what I'm going to try to keep doing no matter what happens. Just believing in God, knowing that He is good, that He has good plans for me, and that I hope and pray this story impacts and helps somebody out there. I know I have a lot of you following along and everything. I can't tell you how much it means to me just to see your comments of support. They really do keep me going, and knowing that like you're actually like wondering about me and caring about me and wanting to know how the surgery went and if I'm feeling better. It makes me feel seen, and it makes me feel like I am not alone in this. I have this little online community that I didn't even know was going to be a thing, and yet here we are, and I really enjoy just being with y'all. But speaking of social media, I did make a big change, and I've been meaning to pop on here and tell y'all about that change. So I've started noticing, I started noticing probably about 3 weeks ago that I was really getting sucked into social media, which is kind of ironic because I don't even like social media for myself. If it wasn't for my business, I would have never created a Facebook page. And so it's kind of ironic that I was really intrigued by social media in what I'm about to tell you. There are lots of days where I am not doing good, not having my best day, but I'm also not so bad that I can't physically do something. Even if it's as much as just cooking dinner for myself. And, when I'm in those in-between stages, I usually lay on the couch and just try to kind of feel what my body is feeling and see where my mindset is, to see whether I need to take that day to rest or whether I need to kind of push through and do something that is productive and either around the house or in the business or with filming the story. And one day I sat there and I caught myself scrolling aimlessly through Instagram and Facebook. You can literally hear Darren snoring. I was scrolling through Instagram and Facebook and I was amazed. I wasn't even interacting with people. I wasn't commenting. I wasn't liking posts. I didn't have any notifications that I needed to catch up on. I wasn't looking for anything particular. I was just literally scrolling through. And next thing you know, I look at the clock, and I had been doing that for 4 hours straight, sitting on the couch, the exact same position, for 4 hours. And it was kind of a wake-up call for me, because I realized, what could I be doing with those 4 hours instead if I wasn't on social media? And so I still have all of my social media accounts, and I'm not quitting social media, not at all. But I am stepping away to where I am not going to be responding as quickly, because I no longer even have social media apps on my phone. And so when I get onto social media, it's either through Darren's phone, and I let him handle it, and he keeps it for me at all times. And if I say, oh, I need to check on so-and-so, then I use his phone to do so. So it's less tempting for me to scroll through on my own phone, because if I'm using Darren's phone, then there's this kind of urgency to get it back to him because he needs his phone. And so he's kind of like my accountability buddy. So the only time I log on to Facebook and to YouTube and to Instagram is when I am posting a video or posting anything, any kind of post. And that's it. I will spend time commenting and interacting with people who have commented on my stuff up until that point. And I promise to catch up with y'all. I love being authentic with y'all, and I love building relationships with y'all. But I just couldn't trust myself in this season and where my mind is to not fall into a 4-hour whirlwind of just scrolling for no reason. And it was kind of a difficult decision to make, but I can say it's been amazing. And so if you haven't thought about doing it, or if you have thought about doing it and you just haven't taken the plunge, I definitely recommend it. On top of me just wasting my hours away and not doing anything productive during that time, I also was feeling the comparison game a lot and was starting to get really, really envious and jealous. At the beginning of my cancer journey, I started following a lot of other business owners who were battling cancer and chronic illnesses and everything like that. And at first I found it really encouraging, because I was in the brand new stages and I could look at these women and I could see that they were still running their business. It might look a little bit different during the season, but they were still doing it, and they were loving their clients well and serving them through love. And it gave me hope. It gave me something to work towards, me motivated to be able to do. But as our case has become more and more complicated, and we no longer have a kind of highlight goal date to look forward to. With a lot of cancer patients, you hear, oh, you have to have 6 rounds of chemo or whatever, and then you go through this, and you can kind of track out your progress. But with what I'm going through, there's no tracking my progress. There's no goal that we're trying to reach, and with practical step 1 through 100 steps. And I don't think it's so much that I'm being impatient, because I wouldn't care if it was 1,000 steps that I had to follow. It's just the fact that I don't have any steps. And so I'm just walking in blind, and I'm seeing these other entrepreneurs battle cancer, and they're not walking in blind. Their community is rallying around them and celebrating this big upcoming day for them, where they get to ring the bell and say they're cancer free. And it made me really jealous, because as I slowly started to realize just how crazy my case was and what it would mean for us, it made it to where I was upset that I couldn't work, and it was bothersome to me that they didn't even bother to follow me back or anything. And I know that seems like really stupid, because none of these people I have ever met in person, and so why would I expect them to follow me back? I guess I was just looking for some kind of we support you too, but that's not always necessarily the case in social media. And so when the comparison game started happening, which I never really struggled with before, I knew that it was time to put down the phone. It was time to make a change. And so now, those 4 to however many hours I would have been spending on my phone, I dig into deeper devotionals. I try to pick up around the house. I can't always do that because it's physically, I'm not to that point yet. And then also just working on these videos for y'all, and working on ways to share the story that are quick and effective for me, but also entertaining and good videos for y'all to watch that you look forward to. So, since I do want to make sure that the format that I am sharing the story in, and how I am kind of mixing together a personal life and the business and the cancer journey, what do you want to see from me? What do you want to see from Darren? What do you want to see from us together? Is there anything that you really have been curious about? Do you have any specific questions? We might do like a Q&A episode or something. So just let me know down in the comments below, and we will try our best to take those comments in and create videos that line up with the purpose of this channel, but also throwing stuff in that is a little bit more lighthearted, because we need that for ourselves personally. Our lives are pretty dark recently, and we have the light of Jesus, and so we want that light to be reflected in the entertainment and the people that we choose to let into our lives.